Today, we wanted to show you how to make Cheong Fun Cantonese rolled rice noodle. While abroad, this dish might be most associated with dim sum, it's a classic street snack in Guangzhou. Old Cheung Fun joints dot the city, whipping up awesome traditional-style Cheong Fun, which is what we'll be making today. Now, traditional Cheong Fun uses just rice, but the complication is that it's gotta be aged. This is what restaurants use, a specific variety of 2-year aged jianmi from Zhencheng outside Guangzhou. I know you won't be able to buy this, so today we'll be using something you can buy, aged Basmati. See, chemically, these two rices actually have a lot in common. During aging, the grain oils break down and bind with the starch to form hard, stable compounds, making the rice significantly less sticky, perfect for a slippery Cheong Fun. So first, take 200 grams of rice, either aged jianmi or basmati, they're actually direct subs here, and rinse under running water. What we're doing is washing off the excess starch, so rinse that for about 2 minutes till the water's translucent, then fill it up till the water's about an inch over the rice. Now this has got to soak. Soaking will help this break down so that we can actually blend it into a batter later. Just leave that to sit overnight. Next day, drain your rice and add 90% of your total rice to a blender. Add in 300 grams of ice cold water, then using the smoothie setting if you got it, blitz on high for 3 minutes total. Pour that through a strainer and toss in the fridge till you're ready to cook. Next up, toss in the remaining 10% of the rice into the blender together with 60 grams of water. Give that a 1-minute blitz on high, smoothie setting if possible, then add in 100 grams of hot boiled water. The hot water gelatinizes the starch in the rice, which will give us a more translucent end result. After 2 minutes, strain and toss that in the fridge till you're ready to cook. Now for the filling. There's a few classics, but our favorite's beef, so grab 100 grams of loin and slice it as thin as you can possibly get against the grain. Now marinate that with 2 tablespoons of water, an 1/8 teaspoon baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a 1/2 teaspoon sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon cornstarch, a 1/4 teaspoon light soy sauce, a 1/2 teaspoon liaojiu, a.k.a. Shaoxing wine, and a 1/2 teaspoon of oyster sauce. Mix that all real well to let the water absorb into the beef, and to give it a bit of a smoother texture, dot the beef by continuously slamming it all down into the bowl for about 30 seconds. Squirt in about a teaspoon of peanut oil, mix well, and set that aside. Together with the beef, we'll be putting in some jiuhuang yellow chives, 40 grams in all. Jiuhuang are Chinese chives that have grown deprived of sunlight. There's no direct sub for them, just use scallions if you can't buy them. Remove the ends and slice those into 1 centimeter pieces, or a 1/2 centimeter if you're opting for scallions instead. Now back to the batter. Take your 2 blended rice mixtures, quick stir to ensure the flour hasn't settled, then pour them both together. Add in 5 grams of peanut oil, mix well, and set aside. 2 more things to handle before steaming, first being the Cheong Fun soy sauce. There's a few different approaches to this. This version's sort of a quick and easy one. Just use 200 grams hot, boiled water and dissolve in 20 grams of sugar, about 4 teaspoons. Quick mix, then pour in 100 grams of light soy sauce and 20 grams of fish sauce. The fish sauce is a real thing, we promise. In Guangdong, it's a decently common addition to this sort of Cantonese flavored soy sauce. Mix well and set aside. Last thing to prep, cooked peanut oil. Add 20 grams of peanut oil to a small pot and heat over high till it starts to smoke. Then just shut off the heat, reserve, and we're good to steam. Before we get into this though, we gotta talk equipment. At Cheong Fun shops, they've got these dedicated machines that billow hot steam up through a perforated sheet. We don't own one, and neither do you, so we'll be mimicking this in a wok with an oversized steaming tray. The uneven surface here will make our life slightly difficult, but it still totally works. Second, the best Cheong Fun's made using the cloth method. In contrast to metal trays, the cloth can breathe and allows for a lighter texture. The restaurants don't use a run-of-the-mill kitchen cloth though. This stuff's made from Dacron, which is relatively non-stick. No need to go too crazy finding Dacron though. Any food-safe oilcloth or polyester fabric would be totally fine. Just leave the cloth soaking in cool water. If polyester cloth is too annoying to get though, we'll also show you how to make this with the tray method. This method causes your end result to be a bit thicker, but the approach is common enough and it makes for perfectly fine Cheong Fun. So right, first make sure that the batter hasn't settled, and it's always a good idea to give this a quick mix in between steamings. Then get a pot of water up to a heavy boil, toss on your damp cloth, and pour on 2 ladles of batter or about 1/3 of a cup. Sprinkle on the yellow chives or scallions and a bit of the beef, and cover. Let that steam for 1 minute, then take out the cloth and toss on a silpat filling side down. Let it rest for about 30 seconds, Then guiding with a bench scraper, carefully pull the cloth off, though at times you'll probably need to use the scraper to do some scraping. Now at this point, this guy's definitely a bit on the ugly side. This is all because the steaming surface we used was definitely less than even. Don't panic, just roll it all up and cut into 4 pieces. For the tray method, first preheat the tray in your steamer for like 2 to 5 minutes before using, then oil it. Pour the batter over, same 1/3 cup, sprinkle on the yellow chives and beef, and cook for 2 minutes. Let it rest for 15 seconds, roll it up, and cut into 4 pieces. Either way, after 4 rounds of this, you've got 1 solid serving of Cheong Fun. Now this was our second batch here. Finish it up by brushing the cooked peanut oil over the Cheong Fun and pour some of that awesome seasoned soy sauce all over everything. And with that, your Cheong Fun is done, as close as you can reasonably get to the traditional Cantonese style at home.
So for lots of recipes, you will see they use a combination of rice flour, wheat starch, cornstarch, mung bean starch, tapioca starch in order to achieve a similar texture like this. While if you're using rice straight up, the taste of the rice keeps way better. Meanwhile, you also get this very smooth texture, yet still got a really nice bite to it. So we'll be off next week for Spring Festival, and we'll be back the week after. So check out the red link in the description box for detailed recipe. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.